So you have a dream, but no matter how often you try, you always end up relapsing and you fail to consistently work on your goals. You want to know how to revolutionize your life so you can actually start working on your goals. I've watched hundreds of self-improvement videos, read countless books and studies on the topic, so I'm gonna share you a 4-step bulletproof plan to reach your goals. But let's start from the beginning. It's the year 2020 and I'm young and stupid. Even younger and more stupid than I am now. And I started thinking about what my future could look like, and I literally reached for the stars. I actually wanted to go to Mars, so I literally reached for the stars. But then I fell into a pit of despair because I realized I didn't even know what I had to do to get to my goal. I didn't even know what steps there were in between me and my goal, and I wanted to do something, but I genuinely didn't know what to do. So this is step 1. What even is your goal?
A good goal is quantifiable. Don't just say, I want to be more healthy and expect the results to come in. Specifically quantify each and every goal so you can measure your success. For example, instead of saying, I want to be more healthy, say, I want to go to the gym 4 times a week. This makes it way more likely to reach your goals because you can actually measure your success. Okay, so now set a quantifiable goal. For example, I want to reach 80 kilograms at the end of the year. At the moment, I weigh 74 kilograms, which means I would have to gain 6 kilograms over the span of the year. By that, I can easily calculate how much weight I would have to gain each month to reach my goal. Breaking down your big goals into smaller goals is really the most important step when setting goals. But we are still not satisfied. After breaking down our big goals and monthly goals, we want to set weekly deadlines so we stay on track with our goals. For example, at the end of the month, I want to have finished this video. So I'm setting the deadline that by the end of this week, I will be done filming the video. And by the end of the next week, I will have finished editing. Setting the right kind of goals really is one of the most important steps towards reaching your goals. So we're gonna recap once again. A good goal is quantifiable and you can easily break it down into smaller goals. Keeping these 2 key factors in mind should really help you set better goals in the future. So the actionable step for this chapter: sit down, get a pen and paper, write down your goals, split them up, set deadlines. After I found out about how to set goals, I realized going to Mars is hard. Also, I started to understand that that isn't even what I really wanted. So I decided I would much rather find something earning me money that I can do wherever I want. That's why I decided to start with YouTube. When I tried working for my YouTube channel, I often realized that I get distracted or lack the energy to even begin working. I found myself procrastinating a lot and never regularly worked on my goals. Whenever I did work, it was a random burst of energy, which was not helpful when trying to stay consistent. This is probably the hardest step, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are struggling with this too.
Golf Radio, you're on the air with Shay Powers. I'm taking requests. What's your name?
To make sure that you can consistently work and stop procrastinating, you have to make a few changes in your life. The most important thing you need to work is consistent flow of energy. We achieve this by sleeping 7 to 9 hours around at the same time for 80% of our lives. The other 20% of days, it's okay to sleep in a little or to go to bed later and enjoy yourself. But at least 80% of the days should be spent sleeping 7 to 9 hours. I feel like these are no-brainers, but on top of that, eat healthy and do sports, as these 2 things affect your energy levels greatly as well. Finding the right nutrition is really hard, but cutting down on the sweets you take, focusing to eat as much unprocessed foods as possible is a great baseline. To gain more mental clarity, you should consider meditating every day. For example, shortly after waking up or before going to bed. You should also consider cutting down your usage of social media and other distractions like video gaming to make procrastination harder and focus easier. Alright, so finally the most important thing in this category. And now listen, I only just realized this and learned this myself. The first 60 minutes of your day should be spent doing the activity you care about most. So for me at the moment, this is YouTube. Of course, I'm still a student. So I wake up an hour earlier and spend 1 hour just working on YouTube. Not looking at my phone, not eating, Nothing, just getting up, going to the toilet, sitting down, working on YouTube. Matter of fact, that's what I'm doing right now. Alright, so let's recap once again. Regularly sleep 7 to 9 hours. Eat healthy, be healthy, do sports, meditate, reduce social media, and the first 60 minutes every day should be spent doing what you care about most. Even with clear goals and after having overcome procrastination, I was still far from efficient when working towards my goals. I often sat down to work and realized 15 minutes later, I haven't really achieved anything. I was constantly thinking about what I could do instead and went on my phone every 5 minutes. So even if I worked, I still got hardly anything done, and it was a really frustrating experience. The most important concept that you have to understand in this stage is deep work. Deep work is work that allows you to get in the so-called flow state. It's a state of absolute concentration and flow that allows you to get a week's worth of work done in a few hours. To achieve flow state, it is necessary for a base layer to work flawlessly, as we need mental clarity for focus. Next, when working, eliminate all distraction. Studies have shown that the mere presence of a phone in your room reduces your work output. Set yourself a timer, I do 60 minutes at a time, and put away your phone. Do some breathing exercises for a few minutes and then start working, and I promise you, you will see your productivity skyrocket. On top of that, learn some other productivity tips like the 1-3-5 rule or the 80-20 rule. I linked a few interesting videos in the video description. So again, let's recap. Step 3. Learn about deep work. When working, set yourself a timer and eliminate distractions. Also learn about other productivity rules, which I linked down in the video description. So now I knew about deep work, and I did indeed work and achieve a lot. Over time though, I felt my motivation fading, and after a few weeks, I was back to procrastinating. So that's why we needed our final step. Alright, so to keep up with our new schedule and our life in general, we need a few things to keep us working. One of those things is always keeping in mind why you're doing what you're doing. You need to remember how bad you want to reach your goal. I like visualizing what my perfect self would do in every decision I have to make. This really increases the difficulty of making a bad decision. Another important aspect of maintaining the schedule is doing things apart from working. Your life should not solely revolve around work. Realize that hustle culture can be extremely dangerous, and that there's more to life than the traditional meaning of success suggests. If you constantly try to become the best version of yourself, you might forget to ever be yourself in the process. Take some breaks, do something fun and spontaneous every once in a while, and additionally, the steps we took in step 2 should really help avoiding high levels of stress. So let's recap for a final time. Visualize your goals and imagine the best version of yourself when making decisions. Do not overdo it and take breaks when working. If you follow these steps, I promise that you will reach your goals way faster than if you work normally. On top of that, they have the positive side effect that they are really healthy and will help you be more energized in general. So I don't know what your goals for 2024 are. If you'd like to, I'd love to read about them in the comments below. As for me, this is my last year of school, and after that I am let free into the world. This year will be adventurous, and I will have to overcome many challenges. But instead of feeling scared, I'm much rather excited. We probably all have different dreams, but I invite you to follow me on my journey so we can chase our dreams together.